Check.
Baculum.
Check one. Baculum.
All right, let's do it. Let's do a hunt recap.
Hunt recap 2023 hound hunt, Backwoods Gun Dogs.
Let's do it. Yeah, shout out to Cam for coming up without us.
Cam Balls, he broke the Balls curse. Got his first bear this year. He was stoked. Couldn't be happier. So all three of these guys. So we got Cam, we got Ray, and we got Matt. They all got their first bears this year. Cam and Matt, this is their second year hunting with me. But they were pumped up to see those dogs catch some bears for them.
Yeah, second year up. First year was still great. No bears down, but still great.
This was my first year. It was crazy. It was wild.
Yeah, we awesome. certainly put in that effort the first year too, man.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
And Ray, because since it's your first year, I think we'll start with your kill, and then get into all those details.
Okay.
Give us a recap from your side, and Devin, you can hop in and give us some technical stuff.
So the recap from today, or yesterday and today.
Yeah, let's do kill day.
Kill day. So let's see. What do we start? We try to how many bait pails? How many baits?
Well, we started
at the.
Well, we were trying to hunt.
Yeah.
We were trying to hunt a real big bear, 400, 500 pound class bear, but he didn't cooperate. So we ended up checking 5 sites today. We had a couple bears on some sites, but obviously we were looking for the freshest track for the dogs. We came up on one that was only 2 hours old, I believe. Mm-hmm. And my co-partner here, hound hunting with me, Matt Fournier, he set his dogs out on it. They went right after it.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Like the dogs get out there and then start chasing it. We had a little bit of GPS issues right in the beginning, and then
we got those cleared up though.
Yeah.
The dogs definitely hammered it right across the bog, did some loops and some bay ups, and then they finally ultimately treat it. What was that, about 2 hours, 2 hour long run probably?
Yeah.
And they treat it. And,
but let's talk about the ride.
There was some
in between the tree. Yeah. I've never been down a gravel shady road at like 70 miles an hour like that.
It only feels like it going 70, but we were only doing probably 40.
Okay. 69 miles an hour going down gravel roads.
We had to catch up to him.
It was great. It's wild.
The bear really took off there.
Yeah.
So there's a big bog in there, and we didn't want to go in the big bog, so we blocked it on the road and turned the bear so he'd head in a favorable direction. So once we did that, he really got some running sneakers on, threw on them Nikes, and we had to get around the other side before he climbed Squaw Mountain, real big mountain in there. And so we didn't want him going in the big bog, we didn't want him going up the mountain. We pretty well cornered him between 2 roads, and that's what treated him down there next to the bog. So
yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was like watching an expert at work, because you're checking the GPS out. I don't know what the hell's going on, and it's like we're gonna cut this thing off, and because I don't know the terrain. And on the other side, I guess it's just like wet, marshy, nasty.
Shit show of a marsh. Yeah.
Like if you want to go try to get a beer, get a bear in there, it's not going to be fun, And same thing on the other side, right? So it was like on a corner. So if you go how many miles on the other side, if he gets across that road, it's all like mountain terrain, right?
Man. Yeah.
He's going like straight uphill, but you guys have it down where you guys were able to kind of keep him into this patch.
You got to know the territory.
Yeah. So they
know the territory, know the bears, and keep them where it's easiest to harvest them. Really,
yeah, it was pretty cool
what we
to
try
watch.
to do. I mean, I've been up on that mountain, man, and it's no fun. It'll take you 3 hours to climb straight vertical, and then it'll probably take you 6 to get the bear out of there. So
we got a little taste of, as we go backwards, right? We're going backwards to Matt's, but we got a little taste of like the mountain stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's challenging.
But it was a great day today. Anyways, Ray did a great job. We originally thought the bear was bait up on the ground when we were walking in there, but it ended up being treed. So the dogs did good. Ray did great. He pounded one right into it, blew a little shoulder right out of it, but he's going home with some meat. We're all meat eaters, right?
No, I'm stoked. Like, I appreciate it, man. This was it was an awesome trip. Like, it was just, I don't even know, like, there's no way to explain. Like, I'll go home and try to explain this to somebody, and it's not even gonna do any justice. Like it's until you gotta get in it, and then it's like boom, you know, it's you're getting up and the dogs are like getting out, like right in the morning you hear the dogs, you know, and it's just the whole experience. It's just like, you know, like deer hunting's one thing, and then you're doing this, and it's just a whole other level of intensity. You know, it's like there's just a lot more excitement. It's wild. It's pretty, you know, it was an awesome trip.
Today, when you were strategizing, right, we had to like keep the dog in that patch of wood, or the bear in that patch of woods, and Ray, what was it like for you going into the woods and then getting prepared for that shot?
Yeah, it's intense. Like there's like a lot of moments where you get, like your heart is like pounding, because it's like there's, you know, even before that, it's like you have moments where the dogs are chasing the deer and they're pushing them out to the road, so you might have to do like a road shot. And you know, so like you're with Devin, you know, and he's like he gets real, you know, he's like pretty loose dude, and then you get in that situation, he like tightens up, and it's like boom, he's like,
let's go,
you know, yeah, lock and load, you know, he's like boom, you know, you got rounds in, safety on, like gets like real serious, and then which makes me get real, you know, it's like, okay, this is getting serious. And then, you know, you kind of line up on the road, and I have you don't have any idea how the bear's gonna come out or fly out, and you know, your heart's just pounding, and then all of a sudden it turns around back in the woods. You know, and so it's like, so you have these moments of just like real high intensity stuff, and then it's like boom, and you get back in the truck, and then you're trying to figure out what it's gonna do. But so there's like always these like pretty exciting moments to it. But you know, when they treat the bear, it's the same thing. Like, because we, you know, yesterday we thought we treated bear, so it's like I'm trying to not get too, trying to curb the excitement about it, because it's like I just want to make sure, you know, as you're going in the woods. But it's intense. Like you know it's, you know, going on. They got the bear at least locked in a position, and then you kind of go, you know, same thing. Devin gets serious, you know, and you're like, okay, it's go time. And then, you know, heart starts racing, you kind of creeping into the woods. You know, Matt was there, you know, because it was his dogs that chased it in. And then, it was like, once you got in there, you felt safe, because you got, you know, like Devin's there, and he's pretty much telling you.
Coaching you through it.
Yeah, kind of coaching you through the whole thing. Matt was there too, you know, and so I didn't, you know, at no point did I feel like it was like unsafe or something like that. It's just the intensity of the situation. And then, you know, Devin kind of is like, you know, looks at everything, and he's like, you know, stand over here, kind of, you know, kind of thing. And then they, you know, they gather the dogs, and then, you know, you kind of, they let you know when to take the shot, and then that was it. But it was intense.
It was cool being so I was back on the truck, and I was watching the monitor there, and then I had just looked at it, and they were bait up, or at least it looked like they were treed. The treed symbol was on, and then you just hear poof. Then Buddy and I over here giving each other high fives, and then he had to finish it off once it hit the ground. But yeah, it was cool from the truck, but we have some pretty good footage of the actual event coming up too.
Yeah, it was awesome. I'm like, so for me, while we're doing this thing right now, it's fresh for me. Yeah. So we just, you know, I just got it, so I'm pumped.
Yeah, we literally just finished working up the bear.
On this table.
Yeah, on the table we're sitting at here, all cleaned up, packed on ice, ready to go home with you.
Yeah, great first bear, Ray. Congratulations, man.
Well, let's hear about yours, Matt.
Yeah.
All right,
Matt's got an awesome story.
Wednesday went great. I thought Wednesday had just had so many parts to it. So it was the first bait we checked, if I remember correctly. We checked the camera and saw the bear. Devin, I was there, right there with Devin, checking the SD card, and he goes, "Hey, you want to kill this bear?" And I obliged. So went back to the truck. How many dogs did you let out at first?
4.
Let out 4.
My main 4. Get it rolling.
Yeah. So we let the 4 out, and then these things went all across the south face from west to east of the mountain, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Prong Pond Mountain.
Yep. And the thing wouldn't cross. And when we looked at the camera, we thought it was like 150-ish, 180-ish. But the way it was behaving in seeing the dogs go after it, we thought otherwise, right?
Oh, yeah. I got a real big bear in there somewhere. Has been hitting my sight really infrequently. But the way that this 150-pound bear, 153-pound bear was acting, man, I thought we were on the monster. Mm-hmm. He was walking and baying those dogs, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. And just so for people who have never bear hunted or anything, just tell them like what's treed, what's bayed, etc.
So pretty much like you got four main options. So we try to shoot them, especially the big ones, crossing the road, right? So the dogs will push it across the road, and we try to get a hunter lined up and shoot it safely. Obviously, we don't want no dogs hurt. And then the dogs will tree it, so if they put enough pressure behind it, it'll cause the bear to climb a tree, and it'll go up there, it'll stay. And that's the most favorable outcome because it's the safest for everybody. And then the third one is a bay, and that's the most dangerous for the dogs and us, I guess you could say. So the dogs will put pressure to it, but not all bears like to climb trees, and they'll just like hunker down in a brush pile, and the dogs will bark all around it, and the bear won't go anywhere. So that's a bay up, and the dogs will just hold it until you get in there to kill it, right? And then you got what Matt experienced, right? So they chased that bear, I don't know, what was it, 3-4 hours? They chased that bear, walked and bayed, and the bear just got so sick of the dogs that it ended up climbing down in a rock pile, right? So now it's down in a rock pile. The dogs are barking in a hole, and that's pretty dangerous for the dogs themselves. I've had dogs get grabbed and dragged into the hole by a bear, and usually that ends fatally. If a dog gets dragged in there, usually they're dead. You ain't getting that dog back. But we were pretty lucky. This was pretty shallow. The bear didn't seem mean. He was just trying to get away. But they did a great job holding it right there in the rocks, and we were able to get in there and complete the hunt. It's great.
It was a pretty big journey, like going from getting to actually where we parked to then hike in, right?
Yeah.
Because we had to end up take ATV trails that I think you had mentioned you'd never been on before.
Yeah, right up the side of the mountain, and we ended up hiking over a half a mile to where the dogs were, and it was questionable whether it was in a hole or in a tree. You know, you don't really know until you get in there, but it was some pretty rugged country getting in there.
And it was like 3 different types of country almost. It was like like new growth after a clear cut, then some hardwoods, and then it started pitching vertical. Then you hit some stone, and then it was like this old hemlocky kind of sprucey forest, which ultimately led to that.
I love that when it's all mossy all over the rocks and shit.
The woods here are like they're like so beautiful, you know. But when you're in that situation, you're not sitting there appreciating the woods a little bit. You're kind of just you're getting up,
just getting in the zone.
It gets like I said, the intensity. But
so once we realized the dog was either treed or in a hole or bayed, whatever, we got to that spot 0.58 miles away ish, and then we walked through that terrain. And I felt super confident. Devin was in the front, I was in the middle, Freya in the back, and we just hiked straight through, taking breaks every like 50 to 100 yards. And you were feeling it out for us too. You're like, "How you guys doing?" You wanted us to be ready to roll.
No, I completely understand. You know, I've been doing this since July 1st, so I get conditioned to it. You know, even though I'm a big guy, I still get conditioned to it, and I can move a lot quicker than other people that are just, fresh off the couch per se.
But no, you were like very patient with us, and you paced us into there. And then we got like 50 yards out. Well, once we got, I think, to the same level, same altitude as the dogs, it got loud, and we heard them in there. We had all 6 in there, and then we got 50 yards away, and you gave us the pep talk. You're like, "This thing's probably in a hole, and this is what we're gonna do." And then you taught us through the general steps, and we got to it, and I was self-filming, and it was like you had mentioned, it can be potentially dangerous when they're holed. So I turned the camera off. I just wanted to focus on like general hunter safety, firearm safety, especially with you guys right there, the dogs.
Absolutely, and big shout out to Ray on that, man. He handled those dogs for me while we were dealing with the bear. I mean, he really couldn't see nothing, didn't know what was going on, but he was able to grab some dogs and really make it happen for us.
Yeah, so we walked up on it. Ray's pulling dogs off, and I'm standing on this rock, and Devin's like, "Matt, that bear is right fucking under you." And there's a little opening. It had to have been, I don't know, like 2 feet by 1 foot. It was a small window, and the dogs were in there. You pull them back, and I just see the bear, and it's just like this. And you're like, "Stick your gun in there and shoot this thing in the head right now." And I was like, "All right, don't mind if I do." So it was the only time I've ever shot that 300 Savage for a kill, but also pointing downwards for a kill. So
Yeah, man, you just never know what you're gonna get yourself into. Things
Yeah.
can get real hectic, crazy, and dangerous. So you pretty much you got to be prepared for it all.
yeah,
You really got to have your head on your shoulders and think about what you're doing. Sure.
Yeah.
But I think that's what's cool about this is it's like every day, there was not a single day that was the same.
Yeah.
Like every day had this different. Like we could talk about every day as this different story.
It's so true.
You know, like that. Even that day, even the day that we didn't. It was like Monday, I think. Like we didn't, but it was like we were chasing a bear around.
That Olympic long distance runner of a bear.
That thing was a track star.
Yeah. But yeah, and shout out to Ray for the big drag out. I lost the GoPro on mine halfway down.
Sorry, man.
I
Happy to do it.
Couldn't believe it. I took the dogs out. It was like, what was it, 938 yards back to the truck. And I took the dogs out. No sooner did I get the dogs to the truck, I turned around. They're only 400 yards away. These guys muscled that bear out of there. I couldn't believe it.
You're definitely making a name for yourself, Ray, in the Maine dragon industry.
Yeah. Well, when you look like a monkey, it's like this is what you get when you.
Next year, I'm gonna get you a 5-point harness with a
I
D
might
ring in the
start
back.
taking tips. Like just call me into drag.
No, it was an awesome week, and we got to do some fishing, because we're not bear hunting every second of the day, not like a deer hunt.
Yeah, we had a rain day on Tuesday.
Yeah.
It was best to rest the dogs. And people think, hound hunting's easy, hound hunting's cheating. Well, why don't you go do a little hound hunting?
It's not easy.
And then reconsider your thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So we got on some native brook trout on Tuesday. It was a rain day, and then we saw some salmon last night. So the hound hunt's incredible, and getting to do some auxiliary stuff outside of that. It's just a beautiful area.
There's so much to do here.
Yeah.
If you're bored, it's your own fault.
Yeah. What do they say?
Like
If you're
that.
bored, you're boring.
Yeah.
In here, it's This area is so. There's just like everywhere you go. Like we could talk about too. Even like you were doing something at the truck, and you're like, hey, you guys go check that bridge out over there. It was this little like haul bridge,
Yes.
in the middle of nowhere, in the woods, and so me and Matt walk out to the bridge, and it was like the most majestic.
It really was.
River that you could see. It was like steam coming off it, and it was just like. I don't know if steam's the right word. Maybe it was mist or whatever. But it was like the picture was just unbelievable. And that's just in the middle of nowhere, and we're just hanging out with a truck in the it was just all these different spots here. Just
you bet your ass there's brook trout right under your feet on that bridge.
Yeah, I was regretting not having a pole.
Yeah.
No, it was just an awesome week, Devin. Thank you for everything, man. It was definitely a memorable trip, and to get the first black bear was, and with your guidance, it was incredible.
Absolutely, I appreciate the business, and you guys helped me out. I mean, we're about building relationships, not just numbers, right? So I hope to have you guys back every year, and just keep doing our thing, man.
That's the
Having
plan.
fun, making memories.
yeah.
Hell
And
yeah.
your place here is awesome too. It's like super accommodating.
I
You guys
appreciate
are
that.
like
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, let's give some
May.
details on like the, what people get in addition to the hound hunt.
So pretty much, I mean, you got your hound hunt. I do 6 days of lodging, so I got a lodge here. You can look it up on my Facebook page, Backwoods Gun Dogs /Facebook. But I got 5 bedrooms, private bedrooms. You share a bathroom with a full kitchen. I don't feed you, so there's a full kitchen for you to feed yourself. However, me and the old lady will have you down for dinner once, twice, maybe through the week if we got time. But usually I'm pretty busy feeding the bears. I ain't got time to worry about you. So you got that, and also skinning and butchering. I can't stand to watch game go to waste or not taken care of properly. So as soon as possible, I got your game animal butchered and on ice, frozen, ready for you to take home.
Yeah.
You guys are experts at that. You guys are, right?
In
It's like,
record
I think
time.
it was like half hour, things like quartered skin, like everything. It was pretty impressive to watch.
We don't screw around, man.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll just come on up and have a good time. Campfires, drinks, stories, marshmallows.
Yeah,
to say the least.
guaranteed stories. That's for
And,
sure. Like, I'll be talking about this trip for forever.
100%.
Yeah.
If I like you enough, I'll even share my favorite fishing spots.
I tried not to give it away in the guest book when I was writing it. He just told us where to go.
Yeah.
So, Devin, just a little bit about you and how you got into guiding everything. Give us the story.
So pretty much I started coming to Maine. I'm originally from Massachusetts, but I started coming to Maine with a girlfriend, and her family worked for/with a guide service, and so I got introduced on a weeks-long vacation up here to, it was actually bait hunting at first. Started seeing the bears come in, getting all excited, getting involved, do a little skinning and dragging, and then next thing I know, the next year I'm taking out hunters and guiding people, and I just loved it so much and decided to go out and do my own thing. So started my own little deal, and yeah, it's been great. It's just been getting better and better every year. Start building those relations with your hunters, and you can't beat it, man. The satisfaction you get of putting other people on game is incredible. Especially like you guys, first bears this year.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's what I live for, right? It's awesome. Yeah.
So, I don't think we mentioned it before. So you offer the bait hunts for the first 2 weeks, and then you go into the hounds as well.
Yeah. So I do bait hunts on stands for the first 2 weeks. The only reason being is because you can't hound hunt until the third week. So I'm not gonna not hunt for 2 weeks because I can't hound hunt. So I do have limited spots for bait hunts. I usually do 4 people a week for bait hunts, so that's 8 over the course of the 2 weeks. I don't overcrowd my baits. I don't sit hunters on other hunters' baits, and I just try to be the quality guy, right? You're coming up here, you're paying for a good hunt. I try to do the best I can and give you the best hunt I can.
Yeah. And what kind of dogs you running? For
plot hounds, man. Plot hounds, can't beat them. Every plot needs a little walker.
and yours is a Maine bloodline, so keeping it local.
So I got 2 different bloodlines. So I call it like old time Maine blood. Like the guys I got them from, they've been in the hound game since they were real little, you know, and they've just been working that blood and taking different dogs and mixing it in just to get the right dog. So I got 2 different bloods that I'm running. I kind of like one better than the other, but who knows where it'll take me.
Yep.
But they are mainly plot. They got a little bit of walker mixed in them, so they are crossbred. But yeah, they either go or they blow, and mine go.
Yeah, and rumor has it your pack's one of the best in the area, if not the state. How do you feel about those accolades?
No, I mean, my dogs are good, but there's always room to improve, right? They're doing real good, especially for how young some of the dogs are. But there's some good people with good packs out there. I'll never, say that I got the best dogs in the state. To be honest with you, I hate people like that puff out their chest and be the big guy.
Yeah,
that's not me. There's always room to improve, and just keep working at it. That's what we do.
I'll say it for you. Your dogs are awesome. Like it was cool to watch those things work. It's like when you watch like a well-trained dog do something that it's like bred to do. It is like unbelievable to watch. To see it. To see it do its thing. Yeah. And then it's funny to see them and then they're so nice and docile and you're petting them and stuff, and then they get after a bear and they're a different animal. Yeah.
You put them on that truck, they're a different breed.
Yeah. It was really, really cool to watch. I've seen some dogs doing a bird hunt or something like that. Some German short hairs and stuff. You see them work with these things, they're on another level. As far as watching a dog work a large animal like that is pretty impressive.
I mean, what did they do on Monday? I bet they did 20 miles.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Up a mountain.
Yeah.
Up
and over a mountain
several times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, man. I put a lot of hard work into my dogs and a lot of training. People don't realize it's not just hound hunting. It's a job 365 days a year. I take care of these dogs every single day. I work with my dogs as much as I can, and it shows.
Yeah, it does.
You know.
Yeah. And you start
It
them out as
shows.
puppies, like you're training.
Oh yeah, only puppies.
Yep.
Only puppies.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Outside of the hound hunt stuff, well, unless there's anything else you want to mention about your guide service.
No, I mean all I can really say is I'm here to please, right? I'm not just trying to make a quick buck like a lot of people are.
Mm-hmm.
I want a quality experience and to really show you what Maine's all about and what you can accomplish with some hard work. I mean, it's not easy. I might put 10, 12 miles on you in a week, and you're gonna be feeling it. But when you kill that bear, you're gonna really feel it, and you're gonna feel good about it.
Yeah.
So I can attest to all of that, like right now, because. But the other thing too that you said is like, so me, like I was supposed to go last year, right? And so you know it was you know, I don't want to throw money out there, but we had to put a deposit down, you know, and my mother-in-law got sick last year, like, you know, really sick, and so I couldn't leave. And you know, Devin was awesome. Like, he was just so cool about it, you know, about, you know, hey, take care of your family, do all this stuff. And he held the deposit a year, and that's why I'm here, you know, is because of that.
Yep.
So he was just really awesome about that. And then, you know, and even with you guys, right, like,
Yep,
you know,
yep. Yeah, we didn't get a bear last year, and Devin was like, "Let's have you back. We're gonna make it work." And
and
here
it was
we are.
just, you know, it was that whole thing, and everybody wins this year, you know. So
Yeah, I guess that says it all. Like, even if you don't kill, like, we still came back. You know, that's how, like,
And that's
how
what I
satisfied
want.
we
I
are
mean,
with the situation.
at the end of the day, you are still hunting. Nothing's a guarantee.
Right.
I wish I could guarantee it. Trust me, I really wish I could. But I just try to make it right with everybody. You know.
Yeah.
And you had a. Sorry, go ahead, Ray.
No, I was gonna say, I don't know, you know, I don't know who would hold a deposit like that, you know.
Right.
Like, that's
Not
kind
many.
Of, yeah,
Not many.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, you're honest. You're very respectful to everybody, and like where everyone's at in different levels of like hunting stages and stuff. And
Oh yeah.
but no, it was an amazing week. But the first week of hound, you had so we didn't have like the biggest bears. We had some good first bears, but you got on some monsters. At least one last week. Do you want to talk about those?
Last week, I mean, we killed. So last year, we had a real big bear on the site, and it was tough. I mean, the dogs couldn't hold it, bayed up, and Matt got one shot on it crossing the road last year. And,
Yeah, up in the gully there.
Yeah, and here I was. I've been feeding that bear for 4 years. Matt texts me. He says, "Yeah, I'd really like to go after that bear this year." And well, it weren't a day later. Another client of mine first week, we got on that bear, and she put an end to it.
It freaking treed.
It treed. Big bear in a tree. Looked like a big black sail up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we definitely got on some good ones first week, first 3 days. Bang, it was, what was it, 388, 277, 315. And yeah, so we killed 5 first week. Now we killed 2 this week. I got 1 more coming tomorrow, so hopefully we can tag her out.
So you're batting 1,000 right now.
Yeah, right now, but we got a long way to go for the season.
Right.
I mean, I got a dozen more hunters probably, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, should
That's
be
great,
fun.
man.
Can't wait to go north next week.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
Yeah, so I'm going up. I'm running for another guide service. You know, not everybody has dogs, so if they hire me out, I'll go up and I'll run for them, run their own clients and stuff. And so he's got 4 clients for me next week, way up north, and go see if we can have some fun up there, run some different bears, get on some bigger bears, and hopefully all the dogs come back. Be good.
Yeah. And that's a place that they've traditionally only bait hunted, right?
Yeah. So they just bait hunt, but this year they decided to throw in some hound hunts for some long-time clients that were looking for it.
Put a little plot in those bears' memory.
Yeah. Well, there ain't gonna be much of a memory when I'm done with them.
Awesome. So outside of hound season, you also rent out the space for people who are getting into any type of like activity outside, but also snowmobilers. So you got the snowmobile trails not too far.
So we got snowmobile trails right here. We got 4-wheeler trails. I rent out the lodge in the off season of hunting, and fishermen, you know, people like to canoe and kayak. There's a lake right here. So much water, hiking trails, mountain biking trails, four-wheeling, snowmobiling. Man, anything outdoors you want to do right here, it's perfect.
What's the lake?
Lake Ottawa.
There's then there's what's the other one that's close to here?
Moosehead.
Moosehead, yeah.
Moosehead Lake.
And the views, me and Matt went down there last night, you know, just to kind of go grab a drink and kind of hang out on the lake, and it's like it's gorgeous, you know. It's like mountain background, mountain backdrop, right, with like islands in the middle, and it's like a massive. Yeah, it's like, and it's one of the biggest lakes on. Everybody's saying this side of the Mississippi. I don't know if that is that a fact.
It's the largest lake on the east side of the Mississippi.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, when you look at it, it's one of those. It looks grandiose, like, you know, like we're on the, you know, on the deck or whatever, and you're just looking across it. Or
just keeps going.
Sometimes we had to travel this morning. We got to travel on the other side of it, right, wrapping around, and there's these views of it that are just like, you know, you just see how huge it is.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just really, and that's the other thing too, is these impressive views, even just getting to the sites that we're gonna hunt.
Yeah, man, you ought to take one of them seaplanes up and really get a view. All the mountains and the water around. It's not that expensive either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like $75 a person for an hour.
Oh,
that's
not
well
bad.
worth it.
That's worth every penny.
Yeah.
Guess we got to tag out early next year.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Devin, anything else you want to tell the folks before we close things out?
Hey, man, eat meat, play safe, shoot straight.
I love it.
All right,
that's Devin Cooley, Backwoods Gun Dogs, up here in Maine. Banner's up there, the number's there. Check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/Backwoods Gun Dogs. Devin, thanks for an amazing week, man.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Devin.
Can't wait for next year.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, shout out to Buddy.
Buddy.
All right, boys.